So there we are, big monstrosity to leave here. I'll have to pick that up in the new year. I don't think the gate man will be too happy if we leave that lying around on the front.
Have we bought much today?
I bought a Hyundai and I bought that big daft camper.
Do you want to put it on the front and leave it till next year?
Just quickly mention, and before we get started, just 30 seconds of your time, just to remind you of the TOPDON offers we spoke about the other day. TOPDON machines, the jump packs and diagnostic machines are both on offer, all 4 items that we promote on this channel, until the 27th of December. You can find the links in the description. You can get discounts on the JS2000, JS1500 jump packs, down from $75 to $59.99, and the 1500 down from $59.99 to $47.99. Also, a diagnostic machines down to £108 and $135 for the amazing ARTIDIAG 600S. And if you want even better than that, you can get the ARTIDIAG 800BT with more tech, more manufacturers and more functionality for £245 retail, now down to £196 and a few pence. Use the promo code JOLLY20 to get the discount. Use the links in our description. Make sure you use those links because they're the ones that the discounts apply to. The cheapest price anyway from the correct distributor, and also making sure you're getting your correct warranties and of course your lifetime updates for the diagnostic machines. It's free to update for life, so make sure you use our links to get hold of them. You got till the 27th of December, so make sure you get hold of yours today.
Evening all, welcome back to the Car UK channel. You join me here at Aston Barclay, where I've been buying this morning, and I've bought a couple of bits. One of them is a little Hyundai i30, which we'll go and find in a minute somewhere. I don't know where it is, we'll go and locate that. Little diesel one. And also I bought something, again, rather strange. I seem to be buying lots of strange things at the moment. And this one, well, there is a bit of method in my madness. I hope there is anyway. Let me show you what daft things I've been buying this week. A big van. That's what I've been buying. A big Citroen Relay van. Now this is a 2010 plate. Citroen Relay, 22 HDI diesel, and it is well, some sort of minibus. I imagine it's probably like some ex care home or charity bus or of some description. So it's got about 5-6 seats in the back, which is a bit odd because it should have more than that, and a little bit of a wheelchair access facility as well on the front. Now it's done 117,000 miles, and they started off in the auction at 200 quid. Yes, 200 quid. Which got people's attention, I have to say. Ended up selling for 1,100 quid. No VAT. It was nice. No vodka to pay. And there we are. Now, it has got, to be honest with you, a little bit of a running issue. It's got a little bit of misfire. I would say it's horrendous. It's not kicking out smoke, but there is a slight misfire at idle you can hear. It's a 2.2 diesel. It's probably injector related, to be honest. However, for me, that is a proper little trade vehicle. That is something that I know that I can sell on to. I know exactly who I'm going to sell it on to straight away and have a nice drink out of. You probably earn 400 or 500 quid profit out of it just getting rid of it. I think you realistically could put that in another auction, like a particular salvage auction or one of those sites, Copart or something, which I don't really use, but I've used others in the past. And I think you'd have wages out of it again, because the potential for it is rather large. I mean, obviously it could be put back into a full seat big minibus, you know, you obviously got to get all the paperwork right in the conversion, but it only wants a few seats chucking in. But yeah, you can see what it's been doing. It's been a little table there, so it's obviously been used as a bit of a social bus. Some curtains there, potential for a camper conversion, obviously with the top there. It would make a good camper conversion for someone. For 117,000 miles on, I think that is a right good candidate for a camper van, potentially. So you've got the semi-high roof, you've got the base there of the roof and all sorted. I mean, there's a lot of work to be done, but the right man, and I know a few people who convert these stuff like this, that could convert that. You'd have to tidy up a little bit. There was a bit on the arch there, it's a bit rusty on the inner arch. We've got a ding on the door there, it wants painting, but it's not beyond the imagination to make that into a camper van, or alternatively put it back into a bus, or just take all the seats out. You could use it as a van, but with the glass already in it, be a shame to do that. So it's got the basis there for someone. Wants a bit of peeling on here as well, doing, but most of the time they end up putting loads of stickers all over these campers anyway, and when you convert them, I think there's a bit of money in that. Now, like I said, I'm not going to sell it to someone who's looking to do that, you know, turn it into a camper. I'm just going to trade it on. But you can see the potential for someone out there, a member of the public, on whatever platform, you know, whether it's on Auto Trader, whether it's on eBay, whether it's on another auction site, to potentially buy that and have a go with it for that sort of miles, make it a camper van or use it as a bus again. So there we are. I thought that was a cheeky little buy, that. No VAT as well, which is always a nice one. Makes the job easier. I say probably with the fees, going to be about 1,300-ish quid, somewhere around there, out the door. I didn't think it was a dear van. It runs and drives. Couple of mechanical issues, but the 2.2 HDI actually engine they use in these vans was pretty decent, to be fair. So there we are, big monstrosity to leave here. I'll have to pick that up in the new year. I don't think the gate man would be too happy if we leave that lying around on the front, blocking everything up, but never mind. The other thing I bought is a little Hyundai i30 in red, which I was mowing iron about. It's not the cheapest car in the world, but I will make money out of it. It's a bread and butter car, and I'm going to try and find it and show it you. There we are, found her. Just over here. Now, I've actually had one of these on the pitch recently. Funnily enough, in this colour and on this year. We just sold, it was a petrol one, 1.4. This is a 1.6 diesel, and I quite like the 1.6 diesel. This 1.6 they used was pretty decent in its day. Never give too many issues. Other than injector seals, they're quite common for leaking. But other than that, I mean, they're really easy to do. Now, it wants a little bit of fettling. A little bit of the grille down there has come out, wants popping back in. We've got a few touch-ins to do here. Possibly might have to paint that, but I might get away with a touch-in on that one. I've got quite good at doing red cars now and touching them in and buffing them up and making them look so. Definitely need to do something with this arch here. Probably end up having to blow that archway in. I'll get that sent to the paint man because it's got a few dings on it, so definitely have to throw a bit of money there. Dent man needs to go around it because there's a few little bits, but that's not going to cost much to sort out. But it doesn't need a great deal. It just wants a little bit of fettling. A little bit of fettling. A little ding in that bottom of that door as well, which I've didn't quite notice actually, I'll be honest with you. But again, didn't meant to get that out. It's okay. I mean, it's not a bargain of the week. It's got a scuff on the door here, which I've checked because it looked like a key mark, but it's actually just a very light scuff, and it is coming out. In fact, you can see there, rubbing it, it is dulling out. So I can get rid of that and make a car out of it. It is open, which it shouldn't be. 113,000 miles, 1.6 diesel. It is what it is. It was about 700 quid. Is it cheap? No, it's not cheap. It should have been 500 quid. But today the prices have been really, really bad. I mean, they've just been crazily insane in the auction house, and it's because people are filling the boots because they know in Jan that it will be really expensive to buy cars. So I thought I'd have a dabble, and the only thing I won today for the stock for the pitch of obviously the van, which is a trade vehicle. So yeah, not the cheapest things. It'll be about 880 quid, something like that, out the door with all the fees. It probably wants 200, 250 quid in paint and dent man on it. Do that arch, I'll do the bits myself, get the dent man round it, clean that up. It's probably a 24.95 car. That's what we sold the last one on. That was a petrol, similar-ish miles, a little bit less. But that's a diesel, and we do all right with diesels, in fairness still. So, look, there's not fortunes in it, and there'll be obviously other prep as well. You'll end up spending another 200-300 quid underneath on other bits. So, you're on about maybe a grand, just over if you're lucky. If you're lucky, just over a grand. But remember, you've got to pay VAT. So I've got to pay VAT on the £700 purchase price against the £2,500 if you get that sale price. So you're swallowing up a fair few £100 in VAT as well. So there's not buckets of money in it time you've sorted it all out. And then you've got the stamp on a warranty. So they say you're on very, very fine margins, but it is a car that I know will sell pretty easy. Anyway, there we are, a couple of purchases. I've also got a Mariva which I bought last week, which I thought was cheap. That is already gone, that's left the building. That is been taken back this morning with the driver with the Sandero I bought as well, which I think you've seen before. But we'll have a look at them when we get back to the unit in a minute. In fact, I've got to show you this actually, just sitting in front of my eye. Look at this gem, an old MGF. Did look at this, but it looks a nice thing in the pictures, and you're probably looking at it now and think it looks a nice thing. But it is a little bit ropey when you go around it. It's had a quarter painted, it's all been dunged in, it's just all mismatched, like a flip cam job. But it's a nice to see an old MGF. And a nice one of these. This isn't a nice one, to be honest with you. Probably could be made to be a nice one if you put the effort in. A nice one of these is, these are probably worth a bit of money in the future. But, yeah, I used to like these MGFs, and this is the F. They're doing an F and the TF. The only real difference between the F, which is the early ones, and the TF is that the TF had springs and the Fs had hydroelastic suspension, like a Metro. 1.8s they were. They did do a 1.6 later on though. Anyway, don't see many of them anymore. Let's go and say hello to the gate man, and then we'll get ourselves back to the unit and see what's going on there. Here he is, man himself, looking festive. I bought a cap.
Have we bought much today?
I bought a Hyundai and I bought that big daft camper.
Do you want to put it on the front and leave it till next year?
Well, I don't think you've got enough room, to be honest. I'll have to get it after Christmas, like. I shan't leave it long too long, because it'll yeah. I don't think it'll ever start again. I don't think you've got no room on front, to be honest. Oh, right today.
I'll leave in the car park 6 months and we'll see how it goes, eh?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, very good.
What about the one that has been in the car park 9 months?
Well, that's the next one to start moaning about, isn't it? That Clio.
Yeah.
It's in the puddle.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's a bit too wet to get to that at the moment, but I'll have to dig that out in the spring.
I'll tell you what, we'll leave it all till next year.
Oh, that's a good idea. Right, you'll have a good one.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Ah, he's in a good mood. He's watched the Jag video, he's impressed with that. The Clio he's on about, this is one of mine. This is the next one for next year. This is the car that's going to be, he's going to be moaning about every week to get moved. Left in a puddle. Tyre's gone down. I don't think this has been here as long as the Jag. Yeah, it's been a bit of a swamp, isn't she? I'll drown if I try and get that out. But I need to move that. Little 1.5 diesel Clio Estate. I don't know why I left it here, to be honest. It did run and drive. But, I kind of think actually, because I think we bought about 4 or 5 that day. It just got left here and then forgotten about. But there we are. I need to dig that out after Christmas. Right, anyway, we'll get ourselves back to the unit, see what's going on there, and have a look at this Mariva as well that I've picked up. Very low mileage one, which I'm really impressed with. Right, we're back. So, I'll show you this Mariva, 2011 plate Mariva I got from the auction. Apparently this drives very well, according to the driver, just brought it back. Very, very low mileage. I was quite shocked I got this, to be honest. I was expected to have a lot more competition for it. What remains of the board, it says 29,000 miles, 2 former owners. It didn't book it a lot. It was like cap cleaning at 1,100 quid, which for 29,000 miles is ridiculous. Sometimes cap does surprise me with some ridiculous valuations. That is worth more than 1,100 quid of anyone's money with 29,000 miles on. Just to give some context, we've sold a few of these over the last 4 or 5 months. Arguably slightly newer, because this is the first of this year. So this is the Mariva 2. They started on 11 plate. The ones we've sold have been like 13s and 14s, but they've had like 90,000 on, and they've done 3.5 grand, no issue at all. So this one with 29,000 miles on should be doing similar money. Slightly older car, but a lot less miles, and it's got years and years left in it. So I'm quite pleased with it, and it seems to be driving really well. It's a 1.4 petrol, so it's Corsa-based engine. We don't buy the 1.4 turbo ones from auction. I have got a 1.4 turbo one, which I took in part exchange, which is over there in the corner, which I got absolutely nailed on by a customer who part exed me, an old boy, which I do keep saying I'm going to do a video on, and I will do probably in the new year now when I get round to it. But yeah, I'm not very pleased with that 1.4 turbo. I don't like them because they're just horrible engines, and when they get high mileage they just give you loads of issues with the turbochargers. 1.4 normal aspirated petrol, Corsa based. Not saying it's the perfect engine in the world, but it's manageable, and when you get them right they can give really good motoring, so we don't mind them. They say these are quite good sellers actually. You wouldn't think it, but they generally are. Little suicide doors on it, so yeah, loads of space inside. Just want a little bit of paint on it, just down this edge of the door here wants doing. There's a little bit in the door there which might come out, but we end up having to paint it. But for what I paid for it, and it was about 1,500 quidish mark, I'm not that fussed, to be honest, because I've given slightly overbooked for it, but I thought the book was wrong, because with 29,000 miles on, you can't really pick stuff up like this up, to be honest. You put that on, you know, a marketplace with 29,000 miles on at 1,100 quid, saying that's trade valuation, you guaranteed you have about 20-30 people messaging you saying I'll have it. So I'm quite pleased with that. I say, no, it's not saying it's a bargain or anything like that. It's just going to be a really good seller when it's done because of the mileage. Quickly show you inside. It is only an S model, so it is only Bobby Basic. We haven't got lots in here or anything like that. Most of the other ones I've had in the past have been like Tech Line ones, which are a bit more, well, got more features on them and stuff like that. Like cruise control, and you've got electric windows in the back, you know, just a few little knickknacks. Starts up no problem at all. No chain noises. Got no lights on the dash. Handbrake released straight away there. What do you expect for 29,000 miles? You're not really expecting any disasters, are we? So, even got a little drop of fuel in here as well, which is nice. So that's a nice little bread and butter car, that. So I want a little trip to the paint shop, but make a vehicle for someone. The other car, actually, I forgot about. We got the Dacia back, by the way, but you've already seen that, so I shan't bore you with that. By the way, it did drive very, very well. And all he wants is a battery, so I'm going to put a battery on it, and that's it. It drove exceptionally well, so that's going to go on sale soon. The other one is, I've just got the key for it. Is it this one? No. Is this? I bought this Vauxhall Viva. I forgot about until I just come back and went, oh yeah, we bought that as well at the same time. So this is a 16 plate Viva. We do really well with Vauxhall Vivas here. We sell quite a few of them. Half the time we get them in red. We did have one the other day that went out, which was a lime green one, which actually took a while to sell because of the colour. So we had a lot of interest in it, but the people couldn't get past the colour. It was a bit Marmitey. I liked it, but that doesn't mean that everyone else does. But it went in the end, found the right customer for it. This is the black one, as you can see. Tinted back windows, which someone's tinted, which is a bit odd. But they might be factory, I don't know, because it is a high spec one. The wheels are all chippy, and I'm not keeping them black. So they're all, 3 of them are knackered, as in all edgy. So you're not going to paint 3 wheels anyway, so you might as well do 4, because it works out not much more to do 4. So we might as well have them all done properly, put back silver. So I'm going to put the wheels back silver. Inside, I think it's an SE model, so it's got leather in it, and I'm quite pleased with the leather, because usually they split like hell on the seats here, and I just prefer to have them in cloth. But this one isn't split, so that's good. Done 80,000 miles, 1 litre, 5-speed. It's not the same engines they use in the Vauxhall Corsas. They do a 1 litre Corsa engine. It's nothing to do with that engine. It's a more basic engine they use. It's actually better than the 1 litre Corsa engine they use. A lot more reliable. And they're just good little cars. A little bit cheap on the plastics and stuff compared to a Corsa, but they were a cheaper car to buy. You know, but they do the job. You know, these have got like, I think they've got like lane assist in them, aircon, cruise, Bluetooth. For an SE little car, alloys on it, remote central locking. They've just got everything you want for a little modern car. 20 quid tax, they're cheap to run, the engines are decent, they're alright. He said it just wants a bit of the wheel sorting, clean it up, jobs are good. I've been underneath it already. We've had to put a battery on it because it was absolutely flat as a kipper. We need to put an ABS sensor on it because it's got a sensor gone down on this side. Cancelled it and it goes out, but then it's a bit intermittent, so we'll just get a sensor for it. A couple of bushes on the front are worn out. And that's pretty much it really. It doesn't need much else to it. Disc and pads and a service we've marked down for that one. Someone's luckily put the new exhaust on the front because they're quite expensive on these and they go a lot, but someone's done that for us, which is nice of them. Yeah, so that's a nice little car. It's the sort of stuff we don't like at the moment. It's sort of around that £4,000-ish mark it's going to be, maybe just slightly over. The nice little cheap car that someone can run and drive for, you know, a number of years and still be worth half its money in a couple of years' time.
Right, so quite pleased with those purchases. We've also got some news on the van as well. We saw earlier on the Citroen Relay. Now done a deal with the chap. Well, I thought I was going to have it in the first place. He has confirmed that he is going to be taking it off my hands, and I made a little drink out of it as well. So nice little result for the day. So we get back to it now because we've got so many cars going out over the next few days. I'm going to be doing an update video coming out probably maybe Christmas Day, covering the last few days of our struggle really to get the last of the few cars out that we've sold, doing a bit of a pitch review, and also going around a lot of the stuff that I've been buying. I have bought quite a lot of stuff ready to roll in the new year. So I'm going to share that with you, probably be out Christmas Day or Boxing Day, that video. So anyway, I hope you all have a great Christmas. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe because it means a lot to me and helps me grow the channel. Also, don't forget to check out the TOPDON items on sale until the 27th of December. Links are in the description and use the promo code JOLLY20 to get hold of them at the discounted price. Hope you all have a great Christmas and I'll see you all in the next one.